Content warning. This episode contains violence against an infant. Welcome to Delta Green Killing Field, Extremophilia Part 1. This is a actual play podcast series of Delta Green, the game of modern horror from Arc Dream Publishing. And Extremophilia is a published scenario written by Shane Ivey. And before we introduce the opening briefing for our agents, we have let's introduce the players. And then we can introduce we'll do each player with each agent. First off, Baz, would you like to introduce yourself and what you do online, and then your agent?
Yep. Hello, it's Baz. I am a streamer at Twitch at Future Wolfington, and that's pretty much what. And I work on some stuff for some game companies. Currently working with Cody and Crow on a project, and a bunch of other self-published projects. And I am playing Agent James Gideon with the U.S. Marshal Service.
James Gideon, okay. And James, Agent Gideon, how would you describe what he looks like? Others.
Late 30s, fairly average-looking individual, light brown hair, a fairly stout build. It's kind of what he looks like, yeah.
All right, so you are a member of the Special Access Program, which you know is an task force between many different federal agencies for unusual covert threats. You have received a phone call saying this is the Black Sands Travel Agency confirming your appointment. It gives you a time and a date. You know at the nearest airport you have tickets waiting for you to go to Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana, and you that is where you're meeting tomorrow. So where are you? You know that's where you'll have to go to. But yeah, where are you now? And what are you doing?
I would say I'm at home currently. Probably doing some yard work, doing nothing really important, nothing work related until I got the call.
All right. Taking some time off. And
yeah.
Today is Monday, March 6th. So you'll be due in at Tuesday, March 7th. This is 2017, by the way. The scenario takes place in. So you get the call and you head out. Next up, we have Max. Please introduce yourself. Anything you do online, and then tell us about your character.
Hey, yeah, this is Max. You may know me from my actual play podcast, Relatable Roles, where we also play a lot of Delta Green, or from Good Brews, Bad Views, where I'm watching bad movies and drinking craft beer alongside my co-hosts. And today I am playing Daniel LeBeau, a regional office specialist with the Environmental Protection Agency. He's about to be on the wrong side of 35, slim build, early onset balding, kind of like a bookish look to him, glasses, and yeah.
And so where are you on Monday, March 6th, 2017, when you get a email with a string of numbers that provides the information you need to that you need to go to your local airport, pick up your tickets waiting for you to take you to the Air Force Base?
Let's say that I am having dinner with my parents, who are one of my bonds, and we're trying not to bring up politics, as the Midwest sensibilities will not allow us to. But I see the email and I excuse myself as I have to be. I'm told them I'm being called away for work.
At this time of night, what could possibly require you to leave a dinner? There's nothing on the news.
Environmental action doesn't sleep, and it's my job to make sure that it doesn't come up onto the news.
Probably just big government oversight, just meddling with good businesses. That's what it is, I bet. Well, I hope you stay safe, even if you're costing people their jobs. Martha, you said not to. They try to restrain themselves. You briefly think about restricting their access to cable TV, but by putting in parental access codes. Then finally, Noah.
Hi, I'm Noah Carden, and I do a podcast called Thinking Too Hard About Anime with my co-host Aaron Shelton, where it's a little bit of history, a little bit of analysis, and a lot of overthinking the Japanese cartoons we love so much. So if you like that, you can go check that out. And I will be playing Agent Sam Stevens. He's a part of the EPA's Office of Criminal Enforcement, Forensics, and Training.
Okay. And what is Sam doing on Monday?
On Monday, I think about what time is it?
I'd say it's probably about 5 o'clock when
Okay.
you get a text message saying you've just won a free free plane ticket from Black Sands Travel Agency.
So I think Sam would be catching up on paperwork, just having to file away things before the end of the day when he gets that message.
Okay. So yeah, you all know this is the call you've been waiting for, or the message. We begin the scenario at 3 o'clock, March 7th, 2017, as you are in a secure meeting room at Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana, just outside of Great Falls. You are looking at a nervous-looking man. He's clearly had he's drinking a cup of coffee, fidgeting a little bit, gaunt, a bit sweaty, but he says, thank you all for being in here. I will be your case officer. My name is Michael Kincaid. There is a mysterious death that we would like to determine if it is an unnatural threat. We learned about this because the EPA and the Montana Department of Environmental Quality, the DEQ, are working with the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office for a death outside of Helena, Montana. Helena is about 140 kilometers southwest of where we are now, where we're right outside of Great Falls. So a deputy, Frank Jacob, died 6 days ago. He died in his home from toxic shock from massive heavy metal poisoning, cadmium, arsenic, and zinc. Jacob's condition stood out. It's not good. It came out suddenly, apparently over the course of a couple of days. Widespread contamination. Digestive system showed high concentrations of heavy metals. So did his circulatory system, brain, organs. Usually, my understanding is this takes months to accumulate. Usually, he had no signs of this before a few days ago. There's no reports of any industrial accident that would explain this kind of poisoning. The coroner found strangeness in his gut flora. There were very low levels of the regular kind of bacteria. They were seemingly replaced by a different, unknown kind. Incredibly robust, even in the presence of heavy metals that somehow raced through his system. The coroner listed the cause of contamination as inconclusive. They don't know how he was poisoned. So an EPA agent and a state investigator with the DEQ have already begun taking environmental impact statements and taking ground and water samples from the region. We got wind of this through our contacts at the EPA. James, you will be officially a consultant with the FBI. This is going to be, we'll give you FBI credentials, but not power of arrest. Although, as a marshal, you can't arrest through that. You're there as part of an FBI team, critical incident response group in Washington, D.C. So technically, you're all working under the jurisdiction of the FBI as a FBI EPA joint task force. Your real agenda, of course, is to determine what caused Deputy Jacob's strange condition and whether that is an unnatural threat. You must identify the threat and neutralize it if it exists, destroy the body and minimize human exposure. Any evidence that you can use to justify restricting the investigation as a classified bioterrorism case is very important. We can keep EPA and state investigators and local FBI out of this altogether. Just restricting it to us and the EPA personnel approved by the program, i.e., you two, a few others. I do know there are some anti-government militia and white power groups in the region who could be framed. If you need a patsy, you can surely look those up on any number of databases, but you need to find the cause first. Now, LeBeau, you have some medical training, is my understanding.
Yes, after my initial introduction into the Special Access Group, medical skills were deemed essential for future investigations with Special Access Program.
Okay. Well, if you run into any problems, if you want a second opinion on something, there is a friendly at this Air Force base, Captain Sarah Jimenez. So you could have backup if you can bring her something to look at. But that obviously it's a 2-hour drive from here to Helena. And I will provide you one car outside, but accommodations, everything else. This isn't you're here under official jurisdiction technically, so use your own expenditure reports and resources. I do say though there is a supply cache outside of Helena, a green box. I assume all three of you are familiar with the term. There are coordinates for it. It is not in a building. I would recommend a metal detector to find the green box, but I recommend checking it out to get any resources you may need, and also if there's anything you need to leave to transfer to our custody, that would be the place to deposit it. But that is your you have your primary mission. You are all competent investigators. I trust in your authority or your abilities. I will remain here to help to handle any calls or anything if you need. So yes, are there any questions?
What is Captain Jimenez's role at the Air Force Base? She a doctor?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she's a doctor. She's a physician, but she knows how to handle an autopsy too. But only use her if you absolutely need to, because obviously transferring anything 2 hours away or more, I don't know, but yeah, find out what happened to the deputy and put a stop to it. Well, good luck. I will leave you to it. The three of you have one rental sedan between the three of you. You can spend time to get another vehicle if you want, or two other vehicles. I would say the Air Force Base, it's near Great Falls, which again does have a car rental agency, so you can all rent cars. They would be in your actual names though, unless you want to spend time to do something illicit. But
I'll start with the sheriff's office and I'll ask, being law enforcement, if get an idea of what assignments or what his beat was, what he was working on, if there were any investigations that he was involved in, if there's any what his particular route was that he worked, like where would he be?
Okay. So yeah,
patrolling?
you'll have to drive to Helena to do that, but yeah. Then there's also the body in the green box. So you pile in the car and start driving to, or what do you want to do, Daniel LeBeau?
What is? I assume the body is currently in Helena as well.
Yes,
Helena?
it's in the coroner's
Okay.
office in Helena. And yeah.
I would like to go there first. At
Okay.
least maybe get a toxicology report or something like that.
Yeah, looking it up, the coroner's office is only a few blocks away from the sheriff's office. So,
Sure.
So, and then Sam Stevens, EPA. What are you thinking first?
I think I want to look into any records we might have of previous environmental disasters, anything like that might have happened in the area, like say the past decade.
Okay.
If there's anything that, if we know where Deputy Jacob was at the time, if there's any sort of cross-reference we can do with where he was and any potential things, like to get a handle on that.
Okay. So what do you want to roll for? What skill do you want to use for that?
Bureaucracy?
What do you have it at?
60.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and roll. You'll get some information regardless. But you can definitely.
Nope.
Okay. What you do know, nothing obvious pops up, but there's the Oakland Pit, is a famous area near Helena. It is once a prolific open-air copper mine. The pit was shut down decades ago, is now an EPA-supervised Superfund site. The owner, Montana Mining, now mines minerals from the surface water through water treatment plants, uses the tree to water and other mining operations. It has greenish water tainted by copper, cadmium, arsenic, and sulfuric acid. Snow geese that took shelter in the pit during a 2016 snowstorm were found ravaged inside by burns and festering sores. Yeah, you know that place exists. Because EPA Superfund site.
Yeah.
Pretty big area. You do not know anything about where Deputy Jacob was in relation to that area, though. Yeah, only the sheriff would know that because obviously, ongoing investigation wouldn't be released to the public yet. So, that takes you some time during the drive over. I'll say James is driving. Yeah, is there anything on the drive over that you want to look up, Daniel?
Just so it's in the back of our minds, how close is the green box to Helena proper?
When you look at the coordinates, it looks like it's in a forest 12 kilometers southeast of Helena. Like you have to go on the I-15 south and then turn into the forest, and then do
we have like a GPS coordinate for this green box? Okay, I have a GPS unit.
Well, he did recommend. Remember, your case officer did recommend bringing a metal detector.
Oh, I can get us the general area if you want to borrow my GPS.
Yeah,
let's get you into the area.
Yeah, because it takes about 2 hours to drive. Your briefing is at 3. You're done by 3:30, so you're getting into Helena around a little before 6. And it is the Lewis and Clark County Sheriff's Office is where you're heading, because also the coroner's office is nearby.
Real quick. So you're going. So Marshall is going to go talk to the sheriff. Correct? And Daniel, are you talking to the coroner at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my plan.
If y'all just want to drop me off at like a supply store we can look up along the way, I can see about getting like a metal detector and maybe any supplies we might want to not already have, that kind of deal.
Okay. I would say you can find a place that was within walking distance so that you can park in the one spot in a parking lot and then all three of you can walk to your destinations. Yeah. Okay. So you can do the shopping. Is there anything else you want aside from a metal detector?
I'm assuming we have all of the equipment that is in our sheets.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. You do have all that. That would be, your car is pretty loaded up with all that kit. Like the truck is fully packed. But I mean, it's a 4-door sedan. So yeah. Well, you can think about it, and
I think the only real stuff is just getting like some. We already have some hazmat gear, but like some waders, like big rubber boots or pants or something like that, for in case you have to go into water or whatever.
A shovel. If we need a metal detector, that means we have to dig. Usually,
yeah. James, you head into the sheriff's office. You can tell it's a pretty big building, not huge, but like certainly. Looking at a map, it looks like Lewis and Clark County. There's a big map in the lobby, and you can see Lewis and Clark County is a very large county. There are some of the bigger than some of the states. it's bigger than Rhode Island, probably. It's 9,000 square kilometers. Yeah, it's pretty big. And there's a lobbyist there who wants to, or a receptionist who wants to see, ask what you're doing or direct you. So how are you introducing yourself to the fine folks at this sheriff's office?
Damn, have we established? We didn't establish any kind of cover.
Your official cover is that you're working with an FBI task force on possible bioterrorism angle for this. You have FBI credentials as a consultant.
Okay.
You have your U.S. Marshals badge
Under a non-assumed identity, under my own identity, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, you do not have a cover identity.
Cool.
So,
yeah, I say, hi, hello. I'm Agent James Gideon. I'm an FBI liaison with the EPA, currently investigating the case surrounding Deputy Frank Jacobs' death.
oh well, I will get you to see the. I'm sure the sheriff will want to talk to you.
Yes, if you could make that happen, that'd be very good. Thank you.
Okay. So it doesn't take you long to be led into the sheriff's office. He is 50s, you can go ahead and give me a human roll to sort of size him up.
I rolled a 98.
Yeah, nice guy. So what I hadn't heard about any task force. I thought this was a accidental death of some kind.
There are some inconsistencies in the autopsy reports that have led us to led the EPA to take interest in the case or in the situation, and we're here to investigate. I'm with the FBI. My role here is to investigate any potential criminal negligence, maybe associated with any kind of corporate or industrial activity that may be taking place here. That's why I'm here. They're merely here to investigate other aspects of it, but that's my part here. And also, as a fellow law enforcement, I just I wanted to make sure this guy gets a fair shake. I want to make sure that this guy's story is covered properly, or at least the case is taken care of properly.
Yeah. I can see that. So you can. He says, "Well, look. Yeah. Well, of course, we'll cooperate, but I don't think you'll find anything. I think it was just an odd accident. He was a good man, but yeah."
Quick question.
Yeah.
The nature of Jacob's death, how is that? That's known. That's a known quantity right there. Like
you were briefed on the case, the coroner's initial report.
So if the coroner has reported that he died of heavy metal poisoning, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This isn't a secret that I'm like.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the nature of the deputy's death is very peculiar, and we really need to. I need some information on his life, on what his patrols were, where he worked mostly, where was he, what were his activities leading up to his death? Does he have family? Is there anyone that he lives with? Anyone,
Yeah. He does have a wife. She's been obviously taking it real hard. She's been a boy, yeah. She's taking it hard. She been at home resting, from the shock of the news. And she's pregnant. It was just awful, to be widowed like that. But yeah, he seemed to be fine up until a few days ago. You should probably talk to Sergeant Hayes. That was he can actually help you a lot more with this investigation. I'll make him a liaison for you. That way you can get access to everything. He can help you out. But I've got a whole sheriff's department to run. But yeah, let me introduce. He pushes a button. Hey, get Sergeant Hayes in here. So he waits for a minute and smiles. I understand you have a job to do, but we got to follow our own protocol. And Sergeant Hayes often is our liaison with federal agencies and that kind of thing.
Well, look, take your time. I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. Montana is a beautiful state,
Yeah.
and I'm glad to
Yeah.
just glad to visit. I've always wanted to visit this area.
So Sergeant Hayes shows up, early 40s, and he's like, yeah. He introduces himself. You shake hands. Says, yeah, he's a very it's a tragedy what happened to Deputy Jacob. He's conscientious. He's a very responsible public servant. We went fishing together a lot. He was a nice guy. I mean, his wife is. Oh God, she's pregnant. They just got pregnant a couple of months. Well, my God, it was like 6 or 7 months ago. Like they've been trying for years for a kid. We were all so happy. Yeah, he. The only thing I can tell you is that the only unusual public thing happened to him 3 days before he died. I remember it because he came in. Someone vomited on him, and he had to go home and change his uniform. He'd been out on patrol. He called in saying someone had walked out in the open during a cold rain. Then, 5 minutes later, everything's all well. Went back in service. He came back in later, said a drifter had thrown up on him. Everyone had a laugh. Everyone's had a day like that.
We got any information on this drifter? We have a known location or name or anything about this drifter, or do they just drift? They drift away?
It's just a drifter. We do have a dash cam, I think. Body cam, yeah. That was on file. Yeah, we can look that up.
Yeah,
So
I'd like to look at that.
all right, well, follow me. And so they start doing that. So meanwhile, Daniel, you head to the coroner's office, which is a smaller building. You can see it shares a building with the county probation and parole offices, according to the signage outside. As you're pulling up, there's a sheriff's deputy idling in a car, filing a report. Writing up a report or something in the parking lot. But you can see a young woman in the office doing some paperwork as you go in. And she looks up at you. She's in her 20s. She's like, "Hello."
Yes. Hello, ma'am. My name is Daniel LeBeau. I'm with the EPA. I do a quick badge flash. I've been called in to review the report from your coroner on a Frank Jacobs, who I'm told has passed away due to heavy metal poisoning. I've been summoned as not only an environmental engineer, I also have a degree in biology and physiology. So I'm trying to cross-examine the reports with knowledge to determine what may have been the cause of this untimely demise. Can you please direct me towards the doctor on duty, or where I may get a copy of the?
Brian's called in sick today. He's the coroner. So he it's just me. But we got the report on file. If you need to look at that, did you already have that? Did you I guess are you a forensic examiner too?
Yes, I am
Okay.
trained in such. Is you mentioned another forensic examiner?
Well, just Brian.
Oh yes,
Brian's our coroner. He's the only one who he did the autopsy. I mean, we have the body still because I guess if you want to sign in, you can look at it. I'll call him, but he's been.
That won't be necessary. I'll sign in and to take note that that I'm on the premises and
Okay. Yeah. Well, do you want the report? Or do you want to look at the body itself?
I'll look at the report first.
Okay. Here you go. Here, let me just here sign in for the form. Yeah. There you go. There's the desk. Are you gonna be much longer? I was gonna leave pretty soon. Well, no. I mean, I guess I got it up. I'm supposed to clock out at 7. That's when we close.
This is probably not going to go well. Can I use law to say that it's okay for her to leave and for me to stay in the premises because I'm a federal agent?
Yeah. What's your law at?
40.
Yeah, give me a roll. I'll give you a plus 20 bonus. She's pretty new to this.
No.
Okay. It's like, I should really clear it with Dr. Halsey. Sorry, or Brian. Halsey's his last name. I mean, he's new. I guess yeah. Anyway, yeah, sorry. If you want to look at the body now, I mean, you could look at the report later, I guess, or you can come in tomorrow morning. We open up at 8.
I think I will look at this report now, and I don't want a rush examination of the body and want to be respectful of your time, so I will come back tomorrow to look at the body itself.
Thanks. Yay. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll be here. Yeah. Just let me know when you're done. I'll put the report back.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you start reading the report. Meanwhile, Sam, did you want to buy anything else other than the shovel and the metal detector?
Shovel, metal detector, waders, some hot hands, like hand
Okay.
warmer packs. Get some bottled water, some like groceries for however long we're gonna be here for. Just some real like heat and eat kind of stuff.
Okay. Sounds good. So as Daniel is reading the report, James, they take you to an office with a computer up, and they play the video, the dash cam video, and cut in the body cam to they go back and forth to get you. So it's on this Jacob saw a man on the side of the road out in the cold, coat and soaking wet from the rain. This is during the day. It's raining. It's March in Montana. It's cold. Man is Caucasian. The man on the road is Caucasian, 30s or 40s, wearing business attire, pale and clearly ill. He did not look like a drifter, like clean, recently shaven, but yeah, definitely disoriented. The deputy pulls over. He goes out, check on the man. The man does not have ID. Seems very confused. Doesn't remember his name, his anything about himself. Jacob, Deputy Jacob, gets a emergency blanket out, puts it on the man. He walks the man to sit in the back seat. Did not close the door though. Suddenly, the man vomits all over Deputy Jacob. Jacob reacts. Said he's going to call the fire department to get paramedics. Man told him to stop as Jacob was reaching for his radio. Jacob stops. The man tells Jacob to forget about it and let him go. Jacob stands still and silent while the man walks away. James, it takes 2 minutes for Jacob to get back in the car, and then tells dispatcher was nothing, and then said he was back in service. The man was clearly in danger from exposure in the elements. Jacob should have tried harder to persuade him to get medical aid. Only an asshole would let him walk away in the cold and the rain. Also, Jacob standing there for 2 minutes doing nothing in the rain.
So Jacob, this seems fairly out of character for Jacobs, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah. He must have been already sick he must have spaced out.
So just spaced out. Is that something you commonly see amongst individuals when they're vomited upon? No. Do we have any information on this person that vomited on him? Do we know anything about them? Do we know?
Nope. Just a drifter.
What stretch of road was this?
He identifies it for you. It's nearby in Helena, so it's just outside of town.
Anything around on this stretch of road? Anything, buildings, any kind of anything nearby that I should know of? Any places of note?
No. So this is the encounter was Sunday, February 26th. By the way, you do get images. There are clear facial images in the video of the unidentified man.
Okay. Can I get a copy of this, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is there anything else I can do to help you with your investigation, Agent Gideon?
No, just an address for Jacobs. For Jacob, I would like to speak with his wife. I know she's going through a hard time right now, but she may have information pertinent to our case.
Yeah, I can take you there. Yeah.
Okay, that'd be helpful.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We can go. So at this point, you read the coroner report, Daniel.
There was one other thing I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Before we do that, I would like to look. I would like to look at Jacob's squad car or his patrol vehicle.
Sure. That we had cleaned it. We did clean it.
Okay.
You know, we have our own car cleaning service basically because this is actually a pretty common occupational hazard.
Oh no, I remember my days on the force. Yeah, that was definitely.
Yep. Yeah, you can give me a search check or a forensics check at the deputy's car.
Since I don't really have the means or the methods for testing for such things that I might be looking for, I might hold off on this part. I just wanted to to confirm that I had access to that vehicle whenever I have my two other officer or agents.
Oh yeah, of course. Cool. Yeah, but we did. I don't know you'll get anything. We gave it a pretty stringent cleaning apparently because get the smell out. But yeah, maybe we missed something. Yeah, Daniel. The report is pretty much what you were briefed on, but you can give me a medicine check.
Nope, that is a failure.
Okay. I will say for free, they probably missed some things.
Yeah, I was going to ask if anything jumped out at me reading through it.
Well, it's just kind of rudimentary. Like, I mean, they're not really investigating these gut flora, the whole situation of, the briefing is not great. Yeah, unknown bacteria in the that is something you would probably want to look into a little more. But yeah, you'd actually have to conduct an autopsy. You'd have to actually do it yourself.
Right.
Yeah. So you have some idea of where you would look at first by reading this report in detail.
But aside from the unknown gut bacteria, the method of death does align with heavy metal poisoning, although at a much faster rate, though. Correct?
It's anomalous. Like, how the fuck is he getting that much heavy metal that quickly? Like, there's just it doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
So there's stuff that you could find by doing the autopsy yourself, an examination yourself.
All right.
But you have to do
regroup
that.
And we'll regroup and come back to that.
All right, so you all regroup. Sergeant Hayes is you can all get in your car and follow Sergeant Hayes to the widow's house, Christina Jacob. Sergeant Hayes said she wanted to be left alone to mourn. But yeah, I haven't seen her in a couple days. I've been busy here, so it would be good to visit her, check up on her. But she took it real hard. But yeah, you can all be briefed. Or sort of update each other and that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, on the car ride over, I mentioned to the team that the local coroner likely missed something on his examination, and I'll be conducting a secondary autopsy tomorrow. Also, that the coroner called in sick today and was not on the premises. So
interesting. We have the coroner's location.
He's at home, according to the receptionist.
Do we have? We'll need to find out where that is because this might be another vector in the case. Also,
if he is still sick tomorrow, we can investigate that further.
I agree. The sergeant there would probably have his address.
Yeah,
or can get that for us. I say as I'm twiddling with the settings on the metal detector, trying to figure out how it works.
LeBeau, you have the means to collect like hair and blood samples on you?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to need to do that with his wife, with the his widow.
Do you have chemical sniffers and sampling gear there, LeBeau?
I do, yes.
Okay. I've got some extras if you need them.
Yeah. We'll swab or check for any just surfaces in the house that may also contain contamination.
If we're going into this considering it's a heavy metal chemical based thing, we might want to get some samples from her, especially if she's pregnant, like y'all are saying.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
That and the house if possible.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Considering the amount of heavy metals that was in the jeopardy, according to the report, the house itself should be probably treated as contaminated in some amounts.
Yeah. If she gives us any trouble, we need to play up the fact that she is pregnant. That can definitely motivate her
Yeah.
to be more forthcoming with this stuff we need.
Yeah, you are driving to the outskirts of town. It is, suburban neighborhood, and Sergeant Hayes pulls up. Was there anything else you wanted to plan, or you were like, it's like a 20-minute car ride, so from the sheriff's office. So
I think the only thing is just like I mentioned the Oakland pit as we were driving down here. I figure we should probably go check that out tomorrow, just to see if there's anything potentially out there. It sounds like all the stuff that he was poisoned with is gonna be at that site. So just to make sure.
Do we have program experience with the weird in our previous career? Like,
you have been briefed on the fact that there are things that cannot be reported to the media or to the public that you would think are normally impossible.
but we're not like we don't have one of those incidences in our.
Unless you chose that. That is an option for Delta Green characters to like have previous experience to the unnatural.
Yeah, I don't know if either of you do.
So you've been told to expect weird
one.
things. It's the minute for you. You could either be a true believer, like you're like, oh, this is Department DOD bullshit, like the men who stare at goats. Like you don't,
Right.
You could be a skeptic or a believer. Like I
would say default's probably skeptic for most
Yeah.
people because it's this nonsense thing. But I do inform you guys, like I watched the dash cam footage and it doesn't add up. He was vomited on. That was strange. That was whatever. That happens. The person who vomited on him seemed to have some sort of mental control over Jacob as well.
Huh.
Jacob attempted to call in for paramedics, attempted to call in the situation, or called in to report it, and the person who vomited on him straight up told him, "Don't worry about it, let me go." Jacob is like, "Forget like this ever happened." And Jacob stood there for 2 minutes in the cold, blowing rain in the middle of the night, and then 2 minutes later got into his car and drove off.
Do we have the location of that incident?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Likely to cause pneumonia, not heavy metal poisoning.
Right, but also the individual who did it, he was the man clothed?
Yeah, he was in a business suit.
Oh, he was in a business suit. Okay, that's right. Who was also just standing out in the like, who was also found in the rain in the elements. That would, especially out here in Montana at night, that could kill a person in an hour easily.
Or business attire, like someone who was dressed for office work. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very well-to-do drifters in this part of the country, Marshall?
No, not at all.
Mm.
I'm sorry, there was no other vehicle involved. There was just that man.
He was just walking on the side of the road.
Walking on the side of the road, yeah. So it's very, very odd.
By the way, what's your criminology at?
Mine?
Yeah.
My criminology is 70.
Okay. You could that image you got of the man, you could send that into the FBI image recognition, facial recognition database.
Yeah, that was my plan. I was waiting for Hayes to acquire that for me. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, you got that before you left.
Okay, then that would have been my next step.
To
send that off to.
Okay. You'll get it tomorrow if they get a hit or not. But yeah, you pull up to the house. It's a 2-story house on the outskirts of town. There's other suburban neighborhood, very flat lots and a few trees. Hayes, by this point, it's about 7, p.m., 7:30, sometime between then. And Hayes pulls in. It's like, well, I'll introduce y'all. Christina, she's, had a hard time, but she knows me, and, you can do a wellness check on her. Take it. I know she should be okay to let in, people know she'll know you have a job to do. You got to take your readings. That's just, they're already got one EPA agent on it. I'm not surprised there's more. It's a weird thing, but,
there's another EPA agent involved.
Oh yeah. The EPA agents that working with our DEQ, the Montana State Department of Environmental Quality. I think they're taking samples at the place where that happened, soil samples and whatnot. I think that's what they're doing.
I just looked to you too, like that. We'll need to look into that.
Yeah. We were mentioned. It was mentioned to us during the briefing that the EPA was already involved. So we're just acting as the special EPA who's dealt with this kind of thing before.
We're super EPA.
Mm-hmm.
Hayes knocks on the door. You can see from inside that it is there are very few lights on in the house, judging from the windows. But and it takes a good he has to knock several times, and then eventually the door opens slightly. You can hear him, "Hey, Christina, how are you?" She mumbles something. All of you can give me alertness checks to see if you can hear out.
45 out of 60.
45 out of 60, okay?
24 out of 70.
Okay.
No.
The stars. I see. Oh, come in, come in. Come in. She son kind of rouses herself, and turns on a light in the living room to let you in. So she it seemed like she'd zoned out for a second, and then realized there were visitors.
Is it particularly cloudy outside this evening?
A little bit, yeah. It's like,
Hmm.
yeah, it's been overcast today, so it's going to be a cloudless night, or a cloudy night. You know, there's not going to be
Okay,
stars.
so you can't not a lot of
Stars, not tonight.
stars.
Not
Okay.
a normal thing to mumble out the crack door,
Mhm.
Yeah.
this time of day.
So all three of you, I assume, are following Sergeant Hayes into the house, or are you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So all three of you enter, and you are all struck by the strange, musty smell of the house. Both of our EPA agents recognize it as vaguely fungal.
Stepping outside the house.
Yeah, as soon as you balk at that, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I backpedal.
Hayes immediately looks at the three of you. Is like, what's wrong?
I'm gonna step outside real quick.
Yeah, you're gonna need to come out of the house, A's.
Okay.
Go grab respirators from
Yep.
the car.
Miss Jacobs, please, if you could just
She
hold
closes
on.
the door on all of you.
Okay, we'll be back.
I'll be back.
What?
Hayes, there's some sort of mold infestation in there. You're gonna need some sort of like mask, rebreather, something, or else you're gonna come out of there with mushrooms growing out of your lungs.
Yeah, you can all give me human checks at this point.
Hey, I passed that one.
Yeah, Hayes looks extremely worried. This is not good. You could tell Sergeant Hayes is extremely conflicted right now, and looks very distraught. Like this is extremely not what he wanted to be told.
Well, we're gonna need your help, but we need to get her out of there as well. But your safety comes first, so we need you to put one of these masks on so that you're not
Okay, he kind of puts
exposing yourself.
Did she look pregnant to you?
Didn't get a chance to look at her.
Didn't get a good look at her.
Okay, maybe it's just dark. Yeah.
Did you see something, Hayes?
It didn't look. I mean, she was, 7 months pregnant last time I saw her. She didn't look like that. I didn't think.
Yeah. Okay. Hayes, how about this? How about you sit in your car for a minute? Okay.
Okay. Should we call an ambulance or something?
We haven't determined the situation yet, but let us investigate this. This could be a high potential for some sort of contamination, and we're looking out for everyone involved. Okay, and we'll take care of her. Don't worry.
Agent Stevens and I are trained professionals. We will handle this.
Okay. Yeah, you get respirators. Yeah, you can get industrial grade respirators. That's pretty easy.
Yeah.
You brought them with you. Yeah. Is that it, or is there any what else are you doing before you head back into the
I'm
house?
gloving up. Probably a good idea to. Do we have a Tyvek we can put over our clothing?
Yeah,
because
hazmat suits.
I mean, in fact, we've already stepped in.
You stepped in and then you stepped back out. So
yeah.
And the door is open. So, but are you putting on your full hazmat suit? Well, you only have I know Daniel has a hazmat suit.
Yeah,
Sam,
I've got a level B. I was saving that for any sort of autopsy I may have to perform. / will be performing.
I don't have those kind of clothing or those kind of equipment, so I can stay out with Hayes and trying to assuage his worry, his fears.
Okay. Yeah, you can talk to Hayes.
Here's what I think you should do, James. Go buy a bunch of clothing. like replacement clothing that we can just.
Yeah,
All right, I'll take your sizes and I'll go do a Goodwill or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
All right.
we
Well,
can
Hayes is staying at the site. Obviously, he's not
you
leaving.
can just
Yeah.
burn
Yeah.
clothes.
Okay. So you're wearing basically big filter masks, gloves, but not the full hazmat suit. Okay. All right.
Grab some sampling gear as well, just in
I don't
case.
like your line of questioning, Ross.
How much PPE are you wearing?
Where
Yeah.
exactly is the protection on your body?
All right. So James goes to buy his new clothes. Are you now, Daniel? And are you going to wait for James to come back, or are you going? Because that'll take him like an hour to get clothes and
You guys know what to do. Like we determined what your role here was already, so you don't need me around for that.
I will take point on this
Okay.
because I am the actual
law
enforcement person in this situation. All right, so push the door open. Miss Jacob.
Yeah. Okay, so you're going into the house. The door was left ajar. She did not fully, or she left it unlocked. She didn't think to lock it. So you can get it back in there. You have your masks, your gloves.
The lights are like just dim in here.
She turned some of them on, so like half the lights are on or half the lights are off. It looks unkept. The place looks messy. Not impossibly so, but like someone stopped cleaning up after recently or stopped caring. You can't really smell much now with the masks on, but yeah.
Right.
You can hear her in the kitchen.
Miss Jacob, we're gonna have to ask you to come outside with us. I'm gonna start stepping into the kitchen.
She is drinking she's actually got the kettle on. She's just sort of staring at the kettle, waiting as it's starting to heat up. Hello, I was going to make tea.
Does she look pregnant?
She does not. She looks very thin and slim. Looks very disheveled. Bathrobes, nightgown. You can see on the refrigerator a upcoming prenatal appointment reminder, like right in the middle of the fridge.
Okay.
And she starts slowly getting more cups out of the cupboard and puts tea bags in them.
Ma'am, we don't have time for that. This house is not safe for you right now. We're gonna have to ask you to come step outside.
Why?
Can you not smell it? It smells like mold, like a fungal infestation. That's not good for you. You need to come outside. You get some fresh air.
Oh, I don't. Fresh air outside. Outside is where the stars are.
That's right, ma'am.
She starts smiling. The stars are so beautiful, I like being out in the stars.
All right, well, we need you to come with us then. Come on. I'm gonna put out my hand, gesture for. Come on, you can take my hand.
Okay. It starts the hissing of the kettle starts coming to a higher and higher pitch. I like the stars. I love the stars. The stars are so kind and gentle. My baby and I will be among the stars. We'll be among the stars. We'll be among the star people. Yes. It's now boiling. Yes.
So you want to...
Both of you give me alertness checks.
All right.
Odd 8.
31 out of 50.
There's something thumps upstairs. Very slightly.
Get her out of here.
Okay. Yes, let's go look at the stars, ma'am.
Grab her wrist a little bit, kind of tug her towards LeBeau.
Okay. So are you both trying to help her get her out of the house?
I'm basically trying to pass her off to LeBeau, and I'm gonna,
okay.
try and peek upstairs with a flashlight.
Okay, LeBeau, she's a bit disoriented, obviously, but you can easily still guide her. She's not resisting.
Is Hayes still here? Is
Yeah,
Hayes still here? He's outside.
yeah, Hayes is outside.
Okay.
He'd be when so LeBeau, when you start getting her outside, Hayes sees that and rushes over to her and like, what's wrong with her? Is she okay? And starts pestering you with questions. So
She appears to be suffering some sort of delusions or something like that. We don't know what the cause of it yet is. Possibly something fungal within the house is adversely affecting her. Stevens is still inside investigating, but we needed to get her out for the time being for safety purposes.
okay, yeah, we need to take her to a hospital as soon as possible. She's really sick. She looks like, I mean, she must have miscarried or something. Look, I know where the nearest hospital is. Let's get them there, like right now.
Do I want to let that happen? Not really.
Okay, well, while you're thinking about what you want to do, Sam, you start heading up the stairs. It is dark. All of the lights are off upstairs. It is very quiet. Aside from the talking you can hear outside and the gentle patter of the rain, starting to have like a little fine mist. Give me another alertness check.
That is 37 out of 50.
37 out of 50. Okay. You see, you hear something from behind you, and you zero on which room it is. Definitely something moved in that room across from you down the hall. So the door is slightly ajar. You're guessing something went in there and pushed the door. So it's like not 100% closed. Yeah. So
can I test like the hallway light switches, see if any of those turn on?
yeah, they turn on.
Okay. Gotta do that. I'm gonna, announce myself. This is Sam Stevens. I'm with the EPA Criminal Investigations Division. I'm gonna need you to come on out, please. As I make my way towards the door, I'm gonna put my hand on my sidearm.
Okay. You don't get a response.
Okay. Gonna push the door open with my flashlight hand and like peek around.
Well, actually, you can make the sanity check. At least for this first one.
Cool. Thank you, Ross.
This first one.
Yeah.
So my SAN is 70.
Mm-hmm.
And I rolled a 77.
Yay!
All right. So from now on, I will make your sanity checks. Yeah, you see a baby in the room. A very normal, adorable baby. It is just on the floor. Yeah.
All right. Hey, come here,
Yeah.
little one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and try and pick it up.
Yeah, you pick it up. It's a baby.
It's a baby.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Come on, let's get you back to your mother.
Okay. So you start heading outside. So meanwhile, Hayes is like, we need to get her to hospital. She clearly miscarried. We should go now. What are you saying, Daniel?
Oh boy. I know that like medically that's probably like the right thing to do, but I know also that she's probably infected with whatever has made her miscarriage and look like a heroin addict, based off your description. I would say to call an ambulance, as we're not set up to transport personnel that are in her current state.
Okay. All right. So Hayes goes to his car to radio that in. And at that point, Sam steps out. You can go ahead and make this SAN check.
I got an 11.
Okay. All right. From now on, I'll make your SAN checks. You see it. There is a thing that is approximately child shape that Sam is holding. The fungal structures growing through it are strange colors, and parts of it seem to stutter in and out of reality. It is a thing. It looks at you with intent in its eyes, and it is a thing of an unknown fungus that you've never seen before.
Lovely.
Oh,
Yep. Stevens, I'm gonna need you to drop that myconid.
excuse me?
Oh yeah, let's see here. Characters.
I've never been happier to be at a Goodwill. I'm not even going to look at the One Shots channel. I don't want to see what it looks like. It better be taken care of by the time I get back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hold on. Harris is like, oh my god, she delivered a normal child. Oh, thank God. Hayes is not reacting. Yeah. What are you talking about? It looks normal, looks healthy. Hayes goes up to starts going up to the child.
I mean,
Yeah.
am I still in my delusion of what this thing looks like? Or okay, just making sure.
Yeah. You think
Oh
it looks
boy.
like
This is about to get dark. All right. I'm going to try and take the baby from Stevens and go back inside the house to the kitchen.
Okay.
Wait, what are you doing there, LeBeau? It's just a kid. Just give him to his mother and let's get out of here.
Nope. Kid needs a bottle. Gotta go to the kitchen.
Okay.
I'll watch him for you.
Am I holding the thing?
I don't know, Sam. Or did you willingly give up the child?
Are you letting me?
No.
I need you to. I need some help. I don't know anything about kids. You need to come with me. And his mother is obviously very sick, so we need to be the adults and supporting parents here. And the deputy.
Hayes, go with LeBeau.
Okay. Hayes is going to go in there. Well, I haven't called in the ambulance yet. I guess you.
Okay.
Can.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Stevens, you wait here. Oh boy. Okay. What's in this kitchen? Do we have the stereotypical block full of knives?
Well, there's a tea kettle.
Boiling pot of kettle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some teacups, knives, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. How do I want to do
Typical
this?
kitchen things.
Yep. Okay. Can I determine the sergeant's demeanor? Can I tell he's kind of like out of it, like Stevens is?
You can give me a human check. I mean,
Oh,
you can
God.
tell. I'll give you more information, but yeah. I mean, obviously, you're seeing something that they're not.
Fail.
Yeah. Yeah. So I already told you. He's seeing things that you're not. So yeah.
Do I have my phone on me?
Sure.
I'm going to quickly text Marshall fire emoji.
What?
Yeah. You're finishing up at the Goodwill. You're not too long away.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I say to the sergeant, like, hey, like, is the baby crying? Can you like I think I hear it crying. Is it? I try to get him to like look away from me.
To look away from you. Okay, yeah, he looks away from you for a second. So Sam is the kid, right? And
Yeah, Sam is the kid.
you and Hayes are in the kitchen with
Okay.
and the woman Christina is out in the outside actually. We'll say sitting in Hayes's car, the passenger seat with the door open. So that's where everybody is. She's kind of disoriented, so you can kind of just guide her where you want. It seems like, at least right now. So
If
Hayes looks away for a moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
If he's distracted, can I try to put him in a sleeper?
Yeah, sure. Definitely. Yeah, I'll give you plus 20 because he definitely is not expecting a federal official agent to assault him.
50 out of 60.
Okay, yeah. So you get him into a sleeper hold. You start choking him out, so he'll get one chance to resist this.
Okay.
So you have to make one more check.
31 out of 40.
Yeah, he failed his roll. So yeah, you choke him unconscious.
Okay.
You're adapted to violence.
I'm adapted to violence, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah.
I will grab a knife
Mm-hmm.
and go stab that baby.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, team. I leave for 1 hour.
There is definitely going to be a content warning on this episode. So
Well, would you rather I use the kettle?
Yes.
So, Sam, you hear a scuffle in the kitchen,
Everything okay in there?
and LeBeau comes out holding a kitchen knife.
Put it down.
You put it down.
Put it down. I give you like the 1,000-eye stare, the 1,000-yard stare that you know I have.
I mean, until Ross tells me otherwise, I'm
Sure,
thinking
yeah.
this is a real ass child. So,
Yeah.
LeBeau, I need you to stop and think about what you're doing. It is a
And-
baby. Just going to go back to his mother, and then we can take a look around.
Okay. Shit. Oh, how many people I end up stabbing here? Okay, in the car. I obviously can't try to explain to you what's going on, so I'm going to try to attack the baby.
Yeah, you give me melee weapons if you're using a knife. Sam, you can't really. You'd have to use dodge to dodge out of the way.
Okay.
16 out of 30.
16 out of 30. That
49 out of 30 for my dodge.
okay. You definitely stab the baby. Both of you, I will make sand checks for. For a lot of things are going to happen at once. Daniel LeBeau steps over with the kitchen knife. Sam, you're sort of caught flat-footed. This is happening in the doorway, the front door, and the knife goes in. Both of you are not having a good day because you automatically, because that's violence. So you, all right. Both of you are shocked by what happens. For you, it was like, that thing was not human. LeBeau, for you, when you go for it and stab it, it looks like a child, but it is vaguely child shaped, but it is not. And so you feel like it actually kind of evens out. It sort of like it was a grim necessary task for you. So it's not actually killing a child. For you, Sam, it's, oh god, he killed and then it's not a child in your arms. You realize this thing, somehow you were fooled by what it looked like. Unfortunately, for you, LeBeau, and well, both of you, as you stab it, the child suddenly convulses. Actually, no. So you stab it, and it starts convulsing. What are you going to do, LeBeau? You stabbed it. It appears dead.
But it's convulsing?
Well, like death throes.
Oh, okay. Is Steven still holding it? Or have you realized what it is, Stevens?
Yeah. I would imagine you dropped it.
Yeah. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The shock of seeing the thing's real form. You can't imagine. You were actually holding it. What are you going to do next?
I mean, I think I'm just in shock.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's when it kind of explodes through its mouth, even though it's dead. As you both look at what you've done in shock for a moment, and then it just projectile vomits, just releases this miasma that coats both of you. You could both of you. This is utterly disgusting. As you can feel the texture of the mist on you, like it has particulates on it.
Very glad I'm still wearing my respirator.
Yeah. LeBeau, you are really not handling this well. It is.
Are we gonna play threes?
Not quite.
Okay.
But you are thoroughly baited in these. How do you initially react to being sprayed with this thing? This biomaterial from the dead fungal child thing.
I think I'm going to try and like get out of it, like swinging my arms, trying to clear the the air and like move away from it.
It does not deter me from what my next action probably was going to be, which was to go after the woman in the car.
She is getting up and moving. Yeah, she has realized her child, the child has died, and looks quite unhappy about it. And this is outside in the front yard. So Gideon, I assume you're driving as quickly as you can to get back to the house.
Sure.
All right. And so this is about when you pull up. You can't see the dead child, fungal child thing because it's right inside the living room, right by the open front door. But Sam and Daniel are by the front door, coated in something. They look like they've been puked on, for lack of a better
There's
term.
still a cloud of ick in the air.
It's kind of hard to tell. It is dark and night and raining. But they are wearing masks and carrying gloves, having gloves on. But Christina is marching up the to the front door.
All right, I get out of the car. I pop the trunk, grab my carbine out of the case that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
You are in a suburban neighborhood, by the way.
I do not give a fuck.
Okay.
It's Montana.
I'm a U.S. Marshal with I have a fucking assault rifle in
Okay.
my hands. Who gives a shit?
All right.
I'm like, Christina, get on the ground.
She does not comply. She's going back into the house.
I look at both.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. That's I let her go.
Okay,
let her go back inside.
I need a status report right fucking now.
Premature delivery of some
infant-shaped
thing.
Her. What do I need to do with her?
Infected.
All
Subdue.
Right. I'm just gonna crack a couple rounds off at her.
Okay.
I managed to hit a 69 out of 70.
All right, roll damage.
10 damage. No, yeah, 10.
All right, she falls down. Looks quite dead. Yeah, give me a oh sorry, yeah, that is me. So you've have you shot a human before?
Yes.
Okay. It's fine, don't worry about it.
I'm not.
Yeah. She falls down to the ground in the front yard. Yeah, you open fire in a suburban neighborhood with a rifle. You imagine local cops are going to be here pretty soon?
Yeah, I'll actually call it in.
Okay. So what do you have probably 10 minutes before they get here?
I aim at those two. I'm like, get on all right, side of the house on the ground.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
I guess there a garden hose attached to the side of the house somewhere.
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
I turn that fucker on and I just start blasting them with it.
Okay.
While I have the rifle on them. Do I see the kid on the patio in the process?
If you could look inside the house.
No, I'm not doing that.
You don't know where Hayes is.
Kid-shaped stain. Hayes is inside. Had to subdue him. Had to not render him unconscious to deal with Vector.
Okay, this is this has gone south, as you might be aware.
Yeah.
We need to shut this down now.
Okay.
Do you want to pin it on the cop?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? If you can come up with a story real fast.
Extramarital affair. They were having something on the side. The kid was actually his. She miscarried after the death of her husband. He came to comfort it. She rejected. It turned violent.
Great. I've got a fucking carbine focus on you guys. I'm spraying you with a garden hose while you're telling me the story. This is the most insane shit ever.
Okay.
You said you wanted a quick story.
No, it's great. It's perfect. It's wonderful, LeBeau. It's great.
Give me a criminology check real quick.
I passed 15 out of 70.
Okay. Don't have time. If you put the carbine in his hands, that would probably help. You could say he got it out, and then you subdued him if you change the order of events, because you don't even know if that thing in the front living room would be recognizable as a child.
Sure. I'm sure.
We're getting rid of that.
I'm sure he has a similar firearm in his car.
Yeah.
So I will grab the one out of his car and I will throw in there. I'm going to handcuff that guy though.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
So,
yeah we I knocked him out afterwards. You know,
did you secure him?
a lot of things were happening very quickly.
Okay.
He's still there though, right?
Yeah, he is
Okay.
unconscious.
Right.
I can't remember, did you give him a mask too, or was he unmasked?
I handed him a mask. I don't know if he ever put it on or not.
I'd say he was knocked off during the struggle.
I will put a respirator on, and I will throw a carbine in there with him,
Mm-hmm.
and I will handcuff him.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we got to do the iodine thing.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I'll even pop a couple rounds off from his firearm just to
Okay.
muddy the waters more.
Mm-hmm.
Into the wall, into the floor.
Yeah. That'll work. So
Do we want to get samples while we're in here?
You know what?
I think we get some floor scrapings and then hit it with some bleach.
the local police show up fairly quickly. Now remember, the local police are also different from the sheriff's office. They're two town police show up, not the sheriff's office.
Right.
But they obviously they eventually show up as well.
I try to force them to cordon off the area. I'm like, you need to stay away from the house. We have a potential contamination issue.
Okay.
On top of shots fired. This is a shit show, y'all. You won't even. I don't even know how to start.
Each of you make some kind of check to represent your efforts in covering up the murder. Well, also, I assume one of you needs to focus on disappearing the child first. So who's going to get rid of the child or hide the child in your car? The remains.
That really sounds like a LeBeau thing to me.
Yep.
Personally.
Yep. Sounds like my forensics will come in handy on cleaning up this stain.
Mm-hmm.
22 out of 60.
Okay, yeah. So you managed to wrap the remains. Well, it's not, of the thing, and hide it in your vehicle because you don't have time to leave the scene. But you put it in multiple trash bags and then multiple things. Yeah. So this car is contaminated now for sure. But you get your gear out of the trunk and put it in there.
Yeah.
So at least it's in the trunk. So yeah, you'll have to deal with that. But the local police are there. You're all experienced at dealing with law enforcement and crime scenes and investigators. So you know how to give statements, you know how to keep your stories straight. But yeah, let's see how well you do under pressure. So we'll just do a brief montage of your actions. So James, how are you dealing with them? Like, just give us a brief sample of your cover story.
I'm going to use law and just kind of run down the situation. Looks like there's some sort of extramarital affair between Hayes and Jacob's wife. Like what LeBeau said, she had miscarried recently in the past couple days. There was some argument over what happened when we got here. Things escalated quickly. He snapped, went for his firearm. It happened so fast.
Go ahead. What's your skill?
Would I use law or criminology for this?
You can use either one.
I use criminology because I'm way better at that.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and that's 70%, right?
Yeah. And I rolled a 44 out of 70.
Okay. Yeah. Then Daniel LeBeau. What you can bureaucracy, persuasion, criminology, those would all be excellent skills.
I guess bureaucracy, being like, look, I'm here as part of an EPA task force to invent potential heavy metal contaminations in the Helena area. I've been told that there was someone in the vicinity who had been affected. We were coming to do due diligence to making sure that the home itself was not contaminated. Apparently there was something going on the side here. I don't know. I'm just a lab guy. Shots started happening.
Okay.
54 out of 60. Or 54 out of 40. I misspoke.
Okay, what skill was that?
That's bureaucracy. I failed that.
Okay. So they grill you, and you can give me a human check.
Fail.
Okay. You start wondering if you're gonna have to get a lawyer up yourself. Yeah, that's unpleasant. As you start to feel like a perp for a bit, that God, you're gonna get caught out, but they eventually cut you loose. But yeah, let's see. And then Sam, what are you doing?
I guess I'll just do a persuade that,
Okay.
following up on everybody else's stories, say, you're here, this is what happened, that sort of deal.
Yeah. All right. Give me a roll.
10 out of 50.
Okay. Yeah, they try and get you to contradict yourself, all the standard tricks, but you stick to your story. You're professional, you know what not to say, when not to overtalk. And yeah, they cut you all loose 4 hours later. It's like 11 o'clock, 11:30 by the time they don't search your car. They don't do anything like that. And yeah, you're free to go. The investigation will be underway, but they take the Sergeant Hayes into custody. He's lawyered up. Yeah, he doesn't say anything. Sergeant Hayes is smart enough not to talk to the cops, at least as far as you can tell. But yeah, you've got a fungal thing in your trunk. Sheriff does show up on the scene, looks very coldly at all of you, and doesn't say anything. But yeah, does not seem happy. What do you want to do?
Get a HQ and decon set up like ASAP. We have got to get clean and clean out the car.
Mm.
Both of you, need to start running some tests on yourselves.
That's we got to figure out what we're tested for first.
Well, we know what we found in the person that's already happened to once.
Yeah,
we need
True,
to look
yeah,
to
we
see
have-
if-
Have the basic lab reports. I mean, I'm supposed to do an autopsy in the morning. I suppose I could test myself while I'm doing that.
Okay.
Or before pulling the body out of the freezer, as it were.
yeah. Do we have like a hotel or a place to?
Nope. You'll have to
Okay.
find one. You have to find your own accommodations. You also do have a green box facility, but you haven't visited there yet.
I'm going to contact what was the sheriff's name?
That is, I believe his name is Eric Potter. Leo Potter. Yeah.
I'm going to contact him.
Hello. What do you want?
Yeah, we need to have a conversation. I was off site when whatever went down at that house went down. I wasn't there for that. I need to have some questions answered. I need to know what went down with those people. Look, I'm only here on liaison work with the U.S. Marshals. I don't know these two EPA guys. So something went south, and I need to know what the fuck happened because this looks fucked up.
I know whatever story you're trying to pass is a bunch of fucking lies. Sergeant Hayes isn't the kind of guy who would do that.
Yeah, that's usually the case, and they're never the kind of person that would do that.
All right. You can attempt to persuade him.
28 out of 50.
Okay. He does agree to meet you off the record. He says there's a truck stop. Meet him in the parking lot there.
Sure.
Okay, so it's about midnight. You've been let out. Actually, let's rewind. So, Marshal James Gideon is arranging a meeting with the sheriff. And that's what he wants to do with your one car. What is your immediate priority? Getting a hotel room or finding some other lodging? Like, yeah, you only have one vehicle right now. And it's got a dead thing in the trunk.
Yeah, we need to burn that and get a new vehicle.
Car rental agencies are going to be closed this late on a Tuesday.
Sure.
Yeah.
It says 2017. Is there an Uber? Is there a Lyft?
Yeah.
Okay. I will take that to the truck stop.
Okay.
I will leave decon up to these two yahoos.
Okay. All right. So
you made the mess. Clean it up.
Hey, I wasn't the one who picked up the baby-shaped thing.
So the two of you, how are you? What is your plan to deal with the thing in the trunk?
Let's get some samples, and then
Okay. Yeah, you don't have to roll for that. You have the sample kits and stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah.
And you put those in the back seat. So before you,
We shouldn't dispose of this car yet because we don't
No.
have a replacement one, and
let's get
wheelman is not here.
Let's get a motel. Just get someplace to offload this stuff and go from there.
We'll have free reign of the coroner's office tomorrow.
Yeah.
I have a stinking suspicion that the coroner will also be sick tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's just check in, see
Okay.
if we can't get some cheap place, and then
yeah, that's pretty easy. You find a Sleep Easy Inn. It's by the side of the highway. hotel,
Yeah.
2.5 stars on online reviews.
Yeah.
They have a parking spot right in front of the room. So
We'll
ground floor.
unload some of our equipment, like the bigger stuff, into the room, and then just do probably get rid of our current clothes, swap over into some of the Goodwill clothes, and just do a deep scrub of the car. Might be the best plan, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you two are doing that and cleaning up as best you can. Yeah, getting. So you'll try and get some sleep, so you won't lose any willpower. And meanwhile, James, you get to the truck stop. You see an unmarked car, but the sheriff is in it. He gets out, meets you at the side of the building, outside of the security cameras. But he is still in uniform, with a big gun on his hip. And he looks. You don't need to make human shit to know that he is absolutely furious with you. He wants to put you in a cell and probably beat you with a rusty pipe for a few hours. But very interested in what you have to say.
Thank you for meeting with me. I as fellow law enforcement, I am here to get to the bottom of whatever took place in the time period from where I left the location and got back. Do you know anything? Did Hayes say anything about what went down? What happened?
Why should I tell you? You need to give me something first. What the fuck were that? What the fuck what those EPA?
From what I know, I showed up and
What are they?
there was already things had already gone south. The shots were already fired by the time I had arrived.
What are you really here for? It ain't just one deputy dying. What do you
I don't know anything.
What
I know that there is potential contamination that's taking place. That house, from all thing I can tell before everything went south, is contaminated. We have reason to believe that the coroner also may be contaminated now. In fact, Hayes may even be contaminated now. You need to have an eye on him. Something bad may happen soon. I'm not sure. But something's going on here. There's some sort of contamination taking place. As for the two EPA guys, I can't vouch for their actions, except for when I showed up, I had gotten there. We had to put him on Hayes under arrest. He had from all I can tell, he had shot Mrs. Jacobs.
All right, you can give me another persuade check because you are giving him some truth.
4. I'm selling this poor Hayes guy out. He probably is a really good guy too.
This is real serious, huh?
Look, I don't want to jam anyone up over this. I sure as hell don't want to jam up Hayes. He seems like a decent fellow. It's a tragedy what took place, but we have something that's going on, and from what I can tell, there's some sort of mind altering aspect of this. He may not have been within his faculties when it took place. Because from what I saw from the camera, when Officer Jacobs came in contact with the man who vomited on him, he almost seemed to have been under some sort of mind control, if that makes sense. It doesn't, but he acted very strange in that clip of the video from his dash cam. So I don't know how far this reaches. I don't know if it's connected, but there's serious things going on here. We need to get to the bottom of it quickly, or more people may be in danger. What happened with Mrs. Jacobs is a tragedy, but I'm afraid that it may not be limited to just that.
Well,
what I do need from you, though, is while I do know that those two EPA guys, they are suspect in this, and I have no doubt from me, I think they're suspects as well. They need to be able to work unimpeded right now because they are professionals. They do know this field very well. They do know what they're doing. We can go after them after we figure out the source of all this. But for right now, they need to be able to work without any kind of interruptions or any kind of impediment. I'll try and keep them away from the general public.
Okay.
Because fuck me, I don't know what.
Yeah. The shooting's gonna get news coverage. Look. But you don't. You were talking about bioterrorism counter task force or something. Like you really don't know any suspects or anything.
This all starts with Jacob and the man that he encountered on the street.
Okay,
do you know anything about that? Is there anything you guys have we've been withholding from us?
No. Look, let me ask around. Let me ask around. I'll do that, and I'll get back
And I'll
to you
keep
on
an eye on
that.
those two.
So yeah, you can give me a human check.
53 out of 60.
There's something he knows that he's not letting on, but there's someone specific he is going to be asking about this before he decides what he's going to tell you is what you think. Yeah. So, but he is the fact that you've got him worried. He is definitely worried about he's legitimately concerned about this all these people being sick. You're guessing perhaps Christina, the initial report on Christina Jacobs is not good.
They're already
on her
so he's already
body.
got some information
So-
on her, probably. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she was dead body at the scene. Yeah. Also weird, covered in this.
Yeah.
She vomited as
Look,
well.
like, I even say,
when she
like,
died. Yeah.
I could tell you understand the severity of the situation outside of the obvious, right? The government doesn't just show up to the middle of bumfuck Montana to go investigate some shit like this. This is something your state should have been able to handle without any problems. Obviously, since I'm here, a law enforcement officer with a lot of overreach, I can get away with a lot with who I am. And the two people that are with me, we're not just here to investigate some small time like, oh, some company dumped something in the water and it made some people sick. There's a legitimate threat here, and I need you to be forthcoming with any information you may have at your disposal. Otherwise, a lot more of me are going to be here.
You got to
soon.
tell me. Yeah.
And I don't want that either.
Okay. Look, I gotta look after my community though.
This is
Like,
about.
I gotta look
Your community.
I'll take it under advisement. You can see his expression is softening a little bit. Like he doesn't want to murder you anymore. He's more concerned about, but there's something he's holding very close to his chest.
Well, you know how to get hold of me. And I'll keep an eye on my two that I'm with.
Yep.
Yeah. If I discover anything, if I come up with anything,
okay.
I'll share it with you.
He nods. Okay. So he leaves. You Uber back to the hotel. And you can sleep until dawn and get your not lose any willpower.
I lay down on my bed, look at kind of just like don't even just look at the ceiling with you guys in there. I'm like, we're gonna have to kill the sheriff too.
What?
Maybe.
Well, okay.
I don't think our body count's staying low on this one, y'all.
Nope. We're already at 1 3/4.
So it's dawn. It's 6 a.m. March 8th.
I go buy a case of bottled water.
I already got bottled water. Unless you want to buy your own bottled water.
Buy my own. I don't trust your bottled water.
Okay.
And I sure as fuck don't trust the water here.
Yeah. I would like to do some research. Okay, now hear me out. She was talking about the stars and stuff like that. I would like to do a mix of history and science environmental for any sort of local history dealing with stars, local customs, any sort of stuff like that, if I could. My history is at 30 and my science environmental is 40.
In the meantime, I will be
just make a history check.
Constantly checking for an email or message with my image search.
That's a 60 out of 30, so no.
It's too vague. You can't really find anything specific that helps you with that. So that doesn't take you very long, though. Anybody else want to do any searches while he's doing that, or do you want to? You can be doing that while someone else drives to. There's the coroner's office. It opens at 8. You have I assume you're getting up at dawn. Like you can sleep in a little bit longer.
Yeah, that was my plan.
To coroner's office.
What are we doing about the car? That was a group to the question, or a question to the group. What are we doing about the car?
I can do a deep clean. You can get some real harsh chemicals in there and scrub it out, or
We'll just rent another one.
Yeah, that's an idea. Do you still want me to go
Okay.
take
Okay, so you could do that
samples
first.
from the deputy's car? See if there's anything there.
I think we're past the point of knowing that there's an active vector still
Sure.
involved.
All right. Autopsy it is.
Okay, so nobody. So you're going to the autopsy. Are you? Well, are you first getting another rental car? Okay. There's multiple rental agencies in town. So you get up, drive there. While driving there, Sam looks up stars in local history in the region and doesn't find anything specific. Probably just not using the right terms, or
Yeah.
if you stars is too vague. Like stars plus Montana brings up a lot. So you rent another car. That takes you a little bit of time, but you still have time before the coroner's office. So
I'm
you have
taking
two cars now.
The new shiny clean car. I'll go to the green box. If you got that
Mhm.
metal detector shit, I can go do that.
Before you go, spit in this vial,
Okay.
please.
Yep. Go ahead. We'll go ahead and do
And
that.
then I also give one to Stevens.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I can accompany you there, Gideon, to the green box while LeBeau handles the early morning stuff.
Okay, so LeBeau goes to the coroner's office. Gideon is going to
going
the
with
green
Gideon.
box. And sorry, Sam, where are you going? All right, so that's going to take you a little bit to drive out of town to get to the forest, to the green box. So we'll go to LeBeau first. The assistant is still there. She is like, hello, yeah, Dr. Halsey is still not here. He called in sick again.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Would you happen to have his personal number in case I need to consult with him in any of my findings?
Yeah, here it is.
Thank you. Yeah, I will probably be in here most of the day. As a necessary precaution, I'd ask that you would stay out of the facility. As you may have been aware, this man was poisoned by some nasty environmental things, and I'd hate for you to also become infected by whatever it was. I'm going to be wearing an extensive amount of personal protection gear. That is, please do not be alarmed. That is just for my own protection. But I just want to be forthcoming with you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. I'll just close the office, honestly, and just work from home today. I can do some paperwork. Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
So you are following full hazmat protocol then?
Yep. I text the group. The building is secured.
Okay.
Okay. Before suiting up, I'm going to test our own saliva for any sort of contamination, heavy metal poisoning, weird fungal growths, that kind of thing.
Okay, that takes you a bit of time. And you also have the babies, or the. Are you testing that as well?
We'll get to that in good
Okay.
time.
All of you are clean of heavy metal poisoning right now.
Yep. That text
Right now.
that to the group. All clean as of now.
Mhm.
Okay. Then I'll suit up and let's dig into this body.
Go ahead and give me a medicine check. You'll get something even you fail, but
I failed, unless
Okay.
we're not going by the 69 rule.
well, it's not a critical failure, right?
No, just regular fail.
Yeah, you realize you're not a full-on forensic coroner, so you're not. This is obviously also an very. You
What the
realize
fuck are
that
you?
a new speed, as far as you could tell. Do you have biology?
I do, yes.
Okay, is that higher?
It is higher than my medicine, but it still would have been a fail.
Okay, well, give me a separate biology check then.
It's also a fail. I used all my good dice rolls on putting people to sleep.
As far as you can tell, this is an unknown species of fungus in the gut flora. Maybe you're not, fungus has never been your specialty, so you didn't. You can find that the fungus seems to be digesting or consuming the heavy metals, but you must be missing something. Yeah. So you're looking at Deputy Jacob's body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is utterly bizarre. I will say also the body is not decomposing. In fact, yeah, it is not rotted. In fact, it is seems to be the gut flora. It seems to be repairing damage. Where is it? Yeah, so this is utterly bizarre. And yeah, you can do DNA analysis. That'll take time. It'll take at least another day.
Mhm.
You have to send it back to a distant lab. This is utterly impossible. You've never heard of anything like this happening in nature. But yeah, you realize you are not an expert. It would help. You could get more information if you took it to the captain at the Air Force Base.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she would know more than you. She's more of a specialist than you are. You're not a full on, medical doctor. So yeah. But yeah, from what you can tell, this is wrong in a lot of ways, and you have no idea what caused it or how or anything like that. But that takes you hours, obviously. Meanwhile, do either of you have drive or navigate?
I have drive and navigate.
All right, give me.
I just have drive.
What's your navigate at?
50.
Okay, you don't have to make a check. You have coordinates. It's the woods, but you can get to the thing pretty easily, and you have a metal detector, so you can find it. It's the woods, 12 kilometers southeast of town. There's a winding drive following access roads along I-15. Then you hang a left on Hanging Tree Gulch Road. A couple of more turns on a dirt road past some ranch-style houses. Then you park just off the road and hike about a little under a mile, to the end of Ambush Ridge. Then there's South Fork at Ambush Ridge, not the North Fork. There is a house within sight, but pretty far away, and there is metal buried under the hilly forest. There's some undergrowth and leaves, but you brush it aside, and there's a storm shelter built into this hill, with a padlocked door.
Okay. Check the padlock.
Yeah, it's locked. It's rusty, but just typical padlock.
We could grab a crowbar or something.
Yeah.
Knock the hinges off this thing.
Yeah, I would say you have access to a crowbar.
Would using the metal detector, could we find a key?
You can give me a search check.
Search is at 50. Let's see if there's an actual key here before we go breaking the. Nope, that's not that's an 87 out of 50.
Yeah, if there is a key, it must have been. I mean,
it's
washed
not a
away.
pry bar.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll force the door open.
Yeah, you can just crack it open. And inside is a fairly large storm shelter, just like a prefabbed buried box essentially. And there's a lot of boxes and stuff in here. You see a lot of it'll take you some time to sort through the things.
I've got time.
You do have time.
Do they have empty containers?
There's a couple of wooden boxes and crates.
Ooh, all kinds of stuffs.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to make a check. Here are the things that you find of interest. Cardboard box full of loose mouse traps. Some of them are armed. You find a looks like an intact M72A2 anti-tank weapon rocket. Just the rocket though. Well, no, it has the tube. Yeah, I guess it would. It says fully operational. So, you find a box of in a crumbling wooden shipping crate, some weird looking grenades. Do any of you have demolitions, heavy weapons, or military science?
I do indeed.
Okay.
I have heavy weapons at 50.
Okay, yeah, these are thermite grenades. They are meant to destroy materials such as enemy blocks and armored doors. They can be used underwater. So, yeah, they are to melt things. There is a heavy chunk of sandstone. On one side is a dog tag, a military dog tag, warped and effaced. embedded in a patch of some other kind of mineral that's been fused with the sandstone. Looks weird. There is a battery-powered Milwaukee Sawzall and a selection of blades for cutting metal and masonry and for butchering large game. There is a set of 3 glass bottles with a corrosive warning label on them. It looks like there is a powerful acid in them. According to the warning labels, corrosive labels. There is a set of desert camouflage body armor. Does not look American. Let's see, James Gideon, you recognize it as British Army pattern camouflage, desert camouflage. There are some in the strike plates. There are some very thick hardback books. And then there is a 1980s tape deck containing a tape labeled Star People.
Well, fuck. I guess we're hitting play on that bad boy.
Could I use my science environmental to get a read on the limestone block?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and give me a roll.
Nope, 79 out of 40.
Yeah, this is more a geologist thing.
Yeah,
a geologist
fair.
would be able to do that. Do you have archaeology?
No, the only sciences I have are environmental and biology.
What's your military science at, James?
Mine?
Yeah.
40.
You recognize the dog tags as being World War II era, U.S. Navy.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some readable characters on it. It says,
And the rest of it's embedded in the limestone
mm-hmm.
or sandstone or whatever.
Yeah, dog tag is embedded in a patch of some other mineral that is fused with the sandstone.
Interesting. Something Jonathan, Matthew, probably. Something Ridge or something like that.
Yeah.
Imagine that's probably United States Navy, USN. But outside of that, I don't
Yeah.
know information. But 42, I don't know.
So the tape, do you play it?
Fuck yeah.
There's a man, he's old. If you had anthropology, you might be able to identify. He speaks with a particular accent that you don't recognize off the top of your head, but somebody with some training in linguistics or anthropology would probably be able to identify it. He is talking about a song, the Star People song. He says that the song is meant to be sung to the Matusian Asiunuk, the Sweat Lodge rocks, the Pleiades. He says his people, the Kree, come down to Earth from the lodge as spirits, and then they took human form. Sometimes the Star People come down to share wisdom. Sometimes they take people up with them on the stars. It is best to sing it high up. The Ghost Mountain, that is a good place. Perhaps the best place. An interviewer says, well, what did the Star People look like? The man just sort of chuckles. These people, you cannot be described. They look like the stars. They are a great people. They haven't been on Earth a long time, like my people. Who knows what shape they will take the next time they visit? But you go up to the Ghost Mountain and sing that song, and you will see.
Do we know where Ghost Mountain is there? Stevens, you heard of a Ghost Mountain?
I will look it up.
Yeah, you can make a history check or an anthropology check.
Let's go with history. 26 out of 30 is a pass.
Okay.
Yay.
So there is a mountain in Montana called the Devil's Tower that has also been identified as the Ghost Mountain. There are several Ghost Mountains, but that is the closest one.
Well, we have a new point of interest.
Yeah, Devil's Tower
Mm-hmm.
is 800 kilometers southeast of town, Helena. It is a national monument.
public access?
Yeah.
Cool. That makes it easier. We need to get a hold of LeBeau. Tell him whatever he's working on might need to be put on hold. We might have a new place of interest we need to be heading. Beautiful.
So this takes you a couple of hours to go through all of this place, listen to the tape. So by now it's like late morning on the 8th. And you worked up quite the appetite. You're quite sweaty in there, Daniel. Or I don't know how hungry you are after looking at this body. But yeah, you're alone in the coroner's office. Actually, once in a while, a deputy knocks on the door, but they see the sign and leave. So you just stay in the examination room. But yeah, it is an active business day. So yeah, what are you gonna do?
If I've finished my initial autopsy / analysis and don't really have much to show for it, I'm gonna give the doctor or the coroner a call just to check up on him and get his scope on the issue at hand. There's some things you can't just find out by reading the paper. You got to actually talk to the person who performed it.
It's true. It goes to voicemail though.
Okay, I see. I leave a message identifying myself, like, "Hey, I'm here at the Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. Don't need to do that. Is there a ambulance here? Because it's the coroner's office or some sort of body transport vehicle."
They do. They do have a vehicle like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So you still have in the trunk of your car the dead.
Oh
fungus
yeah. Let me.
Yeah. Just to remind
Let's
you.
go get that.
Okay.
Let's go get that and look at that first.
Okay. You can give me another medicine check. New body, new chances.
New body, new chances.
Yeah.
That's a fail.
Okay. Again, you're seeing consistent patterns. That much is obvious. You're not an expert enough to be able to identify this. It's you do find something new. There are some batteries in the baby's stomach.
Batteries?
Yeah. The baby ate some batteries.
The baby ate some batteries.
Like older lithium ion batteries.
Okay.
Like rechargeable older style ones. Also some nickels.
Okay.
They are partially digested.
Okay. Well, those both are filled with metals. And the baby is made of fungus, so the fungus apparently feeds on heavy metals. And then repairs things, repairs flesh.
That does seem to be happening. So at this point, also, James, you do get a message saying they've identified the face in the video from the FBI's. There's an encrypted email for you.
Okay. Who is it? What do we know about him?
His name is Brent McCaslin. He is employed by the Benthic Company in Helena.
Benthic Company in Helena?
Benthic.
Okay. What is their specialty?
Brent is 34-year-old biochemist, no criminal record. It is a privately held pharmaceutical company based in the mountains right outside Helena, a few miles outside of town. Actually, a few miles away from where Deputy Jacob picked him up.
All right, I report to her.
Oh, you also get his home address.
Okay. I report to our handler that the Benthic Company, as well as this address, are suspect as well. We have some new places of interest that maybe we need to investigate. But that's all I have for him right now.
Okay.
I feel like Delta Green should just keep tabs on all biochemistry startups at all times, just as a matter of precaution.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all synced up in time. You looked at the green box. You have the lead of the new address. You also have the Benthic Company, which you don't know anything about yet, other than it's right outside town. You have the two bodies at the coroner's office. You've examined both of them.
Burn them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my next question. If there was an incinerator on.
Nope. it shares an office with like a probation office, and like it's Helena's not that big of a city. Like it.
No, it's only like 30,000 people.
We have procured the means to burn things thoroughly. Just bag them up and we'll get rid of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna bag up those bodies.
Okay. Where how are you gonna? Oh, so you're gonna basically steal the transport vehicle?
Possibly.
Okay.
That's what I feel like we're gonna be
Okay,
doing.
it's a van. I'll say, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's gonna.
It's like not even a full ambulance. Yeah. They have to go. It's a very large county, so they need vehicles just to transport. They have a vehicle for the county to transport bodies. Fortunately, it's available. So you leave your rented car there. Where are the three of you going to meet up or to burn the bodies? Somebody with criminology can identify a good spot. That is.
I mean, probably the green box location would be a bad place to do it. It's very out of the way.
No, there are families in the area that would see smoke and stuff like that.
An OT 3 on criminology will determine a better location.
Okay. So that'll take you some time. But yeah, you can get outside of town and go to like.
So we know the basics of the Benthic company, correct? They're just like a
biopharmaceutical.
That is literally all you know about them. That is, you have not researched this company at all.
Right. All right. Could I do a like bureaucracy?
Sure.
To look up if they have had any previous encounters with the EPA.
Mm-hmm.
Also, check to see if the program has any interest in the Benthic company.
Well, I got 72 out of 60. So,
what you can tell is that Benthic is. You get lost in the first like layer of obfuscation on the trail of ownership, and there's nothing reported with the EPA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, we actually work with the EPA. We can like readily access that information if there's any ties.
Yeah, that's basically what I was doing.
Yeah.
They
do have licenses to conduct to buy restricted like biochemical research equipment and supplies, like the kind of stuff that you need to be on. That you need to prove. So like, you can give me a bureaucracy check with that angle.
That's a 7 out of 60.
7 out of 60. Okay, so this is a very well-funded company based on the licenses and the kind of they have certification and training and like equipment for hazmat, for radiology equipment, like MRIs, and you have to like when you set up a lab like this is like a high level bio research lab facility with radiology, medicinal chemistry, a genetics section. Yeah, like you have to file stuff with the EPA just to set up a facility like this. And so they have deep pockets. The ownership is you only peel off the first layer of that. Benthic company is owned by Benthic Enterprises, a privately owned holding company based in Bermuda. Only a small group of researchers, according on file with the EPA. There is the CEO and lead researcher, Laura Gent. That's the CEO. There's another researcher named Robert Deere. There's another researcher named Linda Peterson. There's, of course, Brent McCaslin, who is the one who does that. There is also a staff physician, Jay Yin.
Yin, yeah.
Yeah.
Win.
Okay. And it doesn't list any of the other staff, but those are the people that are sort of like they would tell. I'm out of character. Yeah, I do not know what kind of things, but this is a pretty advanced biochemical lab. Yeah.
Is Brent our ID man?
Yes.
You
have his home address. All right. To safely dispose of the body in an obscure area will take you like an hour to meet up, put the bodies somewhere where the smoke isn't going to be seen, like basically in a big storm drain, and to light them up. Yeah.
But before we do this, I
Okay.
want to just do a small trial at the lab to make sure that fire kills the fungus and doesn't make it, I don't know, rapidly expand and mutate or something like that.
Okay. Okay, sure. Go ahead and roll medicine.
Can I roll biology instead?
Oh yeah, biology. Yeah, sure.
54 out of 50, so no.
Okay. Yeah, you can't really tell, to be honest. You realize doing it is you think like, do I really want to do this in a lab in the middle of the city, or if I find out the bad thing, or take it to an isolated area and find out if it's the bad thing? Like,
Well, I meant just like I'm taking a small like sample of whatever,
yeah.
and I'm so
Well, you can't. You try, and it doesn't. It seems inconclusive.
it doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Look, I mean, there's probably an autoclave on site. You could probably just put it in a fucking dish and throw it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah, that's
it
kinda what I
seems
meant.
it seems to burn and singe.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, it takes you an hour. So to do this, you meet, take the two bodies, throw a thermite grenade on them to slag them. This is not great for any of you.
They're in bags. I don't know what's in those bags.
The smell is
Oh, I'm not smelling. I walked away.
You're
I
yeah.
roll to fail to smell.
Yeah. It's fine. You've reunited father and child. You don't have Christina's body. She's at the hospital.
Oh yeah.
That's a later problem.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. The what's your next step? I'll say it's about 1 in the afternoon now.
Look, don't think.
Yeah.
I mentioned the state of the doctor. He's still sick and did not answer the phone.
Yeah, that tracks. That was pretty much what I was expecting. McCaslin, on the other hand, is the person of interest. Do we know which direction he was walking on the road when Jacobs was when Jacobs pulled him over?
Give me a no. It would be navigation to figure that out.
All right, got a 40. It's a pass.
He was walking towards the southeast.
That's where roughly the direction of where Ghost Mountain is, correct?
Yeah. Devil Tower.
Yeah. Look.
Well, that was he died, remember, McCaslin encountered Deputy Jacob on February 26th. It is now March 8th. You would have had plenty of time to get there if
10 days.
Yeah.
So well, yeah, potentially.
But you think perhaps you might have been, if he's disoriented, he might try again. That's for sure. Or maybe he was trying and got stopped by the deputy, and
that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Like,
So
we need to have some sort of like an APB out on this guy. Like, look for this individual. Like,
yeah,
potentially walking.
Mhm.
That's what I'm thinking. We could put an APB out for McCaslin, but we can also use that as a means of getting into Benthic to take a look around. It's like we go there and tell them, "Hey, we've positive ID'd your guy. We need to, interview some people, take a look around, see what's going on."
Yeah, we could have him, as a suspect in regards to the officer who died of heavy metal exposure.
Yeah.
And we know that the company deals with said substances.
Yeah. And I mean, I can pull straight
What's
my job because I am there to investigate significant and egregious violations of EPA policy.
Meanwhile, I can take a vehicle to McCaslin's residence and investigate while you guys do that EPA nonsense.
There's also the EPA that's currently also here. That's not us doing actual work.
Mm-hmm.
I resent the implication.
You're not in the EPA. It's fine. I'm not talking about you.
I am EPA.
Okay, yeah, you're EPA now.
Okay, so the two EPA agents are going to get the APB out on McCaslin.
No, I am.
Okay,
He'll do that while
they're going to Benthic.
Okay.
And then I'm going, after I get this handed off to the sheriffs and the local, like the state police.
Okay.
I'm going to head to McCaslin's residence.
All right, so you split up. Who's taking the contaminated car?
That's your guys' mess.
Yeah. Because you need to return that vehicle to the coroner's office. Yeah, otherwise that's a stolen vehicle.
The body van.
Yeah, the body van. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring the body van back.
Okay.
I'm taking the clean rental car.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, what did you take from the green box? It's not obviously you took the thermite grenades because you needed that, and you've used one. Did you take anything else from the green box, or did you leave the rest of the stuff there?
Do we want the missile launcher?
It's just the missile, though.
It says one fully operational rocket. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Including its launcher as well, or just a functioning rocket that can be like wired and turned into like IED or something.
I'm gonna say it's just the rocket. Yeah. So unless it's built into it, no, it's the rocket. It's just the rocket. There's no launcher. So yeah,
cool. Look, I'm a U.S. Marshal and I have a lot of licenses to carry a lot of firearms and weaponry. I really have a hard time justifying not only thermite grenades, but actually no. My character does have 2 fragmentation grenades on them. I probably could legally carry this rocket around with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck it. Put the rocket in the trunk.
Okay. Yeah, with heavy weapons or demolitions, you can rig something. You could use it. Also, if you just throw it in with drop it in somewhere and then I don't know, throw a thermite grenade on that, it's going to explode sooner or later.
I will take the tape deck and kind of listen to it over and over and over again just to keep getting an idea for what.
So you go to the sheriff's office, James. When you reveal that you have the identity of the man that Jacob's met is what do you say about Brent McCaslin? What do you say? What do you tell him? What do you tell the sheriff?
I say we have a person of interest in the case
involving
Officer Jacob. Yeah. It's be a man by the name of Brent McCaslin, an employee with Benthic.
Give me a human check.
What was it when you roll 0?
That's a fumble.
Yes.
I thought 99 was a fumble.
It's also a fumble.
Yeah.
Super fumble.
Okay. He's like, oh, okay. Well, I'll handle the APB.
Cool. Well, I'm going to go investigate his residence now.
Okay.
Because we have reason to believe that he may be the vector for contamination.
Okay.
And Benthic is also currently being investigated right now. I have agents on route to there.
Yeah. I will take that under advisement. Yeah. We'll see if we can find this man. Why don't you take? We'll send some backup for you in case anything is.
That won't be necessary. I've had this under control. I'm sure you guys have more than enough to worry about right now, handle and take care of. You look busy.
Well, unless you, I'm going to say this is a local crime. So unless you can prove that he's in charge of something federal, I'm going to have to take priority on this.
I mean, we could go that route if you'd like. We could make it federal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm already here.
Well, all I know is you show up and then hours later, one of my sergeants is dead. You mentioned something about, something's wrong with Christina. She was sick too, but you don't tell me what. You know more than what you're letting on.
Yeah, I get the same feeling from you, but when we could be working together, it seems like we're both getting in each other's way. So how about we both stand out of each other's way and let us each do our own jobs?
Yeah, well, this is a local job. This ain't a Fed job.
Well, I wouldn't be here if you had done your job in the first place. It seems like things. I'm getting feelings like cover-ups. There's something going on.
I don't have you arrested. You're a suspect in a murder. I don't believe for 1 minute that Hayes shot that woman. I believe it was one of you, and you did it deliberately, and you framed him, and I don't know why. He bursts. Yeah, he's just angry again. He said, "You stay away from that man's house. I'll send my own people to investigate it. That ain't a Fed scene. That's local. I got jurisdiction on it."
All right, I will simply smile at him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say, all right, well, Sheriff, sorry you feel that way. Sorry that this is going this direction. I was hoping to prevent that. Sorry if things become a lot more difficult for you and your department and your town in the near future. But yeah.
All right, you give me a persuasion check to get him.
Is it 40 or 50? Is it 40 or 50? Yeah, it's 50. I got 42. Yes.
Look, let me just have them accompany you. You can go in too, all right? but you can't just cut us out. We got to know what's going on to protect our people.
All right. Well, do you have any way? Can your I need the men you're sending with me to be very well aware that they are putting their lives at risk here. There's potential for contamination. If McCaslin is the vector for this contamination, that means his house is probably not a safe place to be. I want your deputies to know that they're putting their lives at risk.
Okay, look, I'll send my man Jason with you. He's the undersheriff, but he'll send we'll send our forensic tech too. He's a whiz kid. We have hazmats here. We got hazmat suits.
Cool.
Yeah. So
I'm
yeah.
Gonna have to hate shooting them too. No, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
So yeah, they're gonna do a proper investigation of Brent's house. And meanwhile, our two EPA agents head to the Bentham Company. It's a research lab it's about a 45-minute drive through winding forested limestone canyons. There's a tiny town called York, closer to it than Helena. There is a locked gate, but there is a front gate with a guard at the gate. The guard asks you what you're here for.
Hi, I am Agent Sam Stevens with the EPA Criminal Investigations Division. We are here in regards to the disappearance of Brent McCaslin.
Mm-hmm.
We would like to come inside and talk to some of your employees to determine if his missing is up to snuff.
Do you have a search or arrest warrant?
Not currently. We can certainly attain one of those, but we figured
we're asking for questioning. We're not asking to search but this is outside, out of character. But yeah.
So you do either of you have law?
Yes.
Actually, I mean, falsifying a search warrant is something you could do, but that would take time. You would have to come back later, but you could lie with a persuasion check. But
look, we don't have a whole lot of time. We are trying to get to the bottom of this as quickly and as safely as possible. One of your employees is currently missing and has been involved with the death of an officer.
Okay.
We can either wait around and see about getting the proper warrants, or you can just let us inside and we can have a quick chat with some of the higher ups here.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check.
Nope. 69 out of 50.
I'm sorry. I have very explicit orders not to let unauthorized visitors in without a valid search or arrest warrant.
All right, then.
All right. Well, we will return shortly. Thank you very much for your time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, you.
Well, what's his name?
You actually get put on through the PA system with the chief of security, who is named Trevor Bostwick. So that takes you some time to get there and to realize. So you could leave, falsify the search warrant, and come back. Of course, being caught with a fake search warrant is the kind of thing that will send you to prison. So, meanwhile, let's say James Gideon, you head to Brent McCaslin's condominium, which is close to the airport in Helena. There is Undersheriff Jason Pullman and a young, late 20s, early 30s crime scene tech who is hurriedly getting into a hazmat suit outside. Yeah, what are you doing? Do you have hazmat training? Do you have a hazmat suit?
I have the respirator.
Okay.
On me still.
Mm-hmm.
I will wear that.
Okay.
And then glove up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll even take a couple handful of rubber bands and rubber band off my sleeves and my cuffs of my pants.
Okay.
Do the best I can to. It's not much, but it's what I got.
Pullman looks at you as like, this better be. I don't know what you did. What happened there? What really happened there? I know Hazy ain't the kind of man to fuck around on something like that.
Well, we'll leave that to the lawyers to decide, won't we? Now, as of right now, we have an investigation that we're working on. So, cut the small talk and do your job, please.
All right. All right. Yeah, the door is unlocked and opens in. The Chad, the crime scene tech, has to push the door open because there's a bunch of mail in the slot. Days of mail have piled up through the little slot. It looks like the place is trashed. Pictures, frame pictures are on the ground. The glass shattered. Pullman stays outside the condo, but he can. Oh man, you can smell it from here. Yeah, you can smell a faint fungal smell even through your mask. That's how thick it is in here, James. But it's just there's in the kitchen area. There's that overflowing trash can with just a pile of mess in it. There are wrappers. There's banana peels. There's half-eaten food. But there's all this gunk on it. And it has a little structure to it, almost like one would describe a fungal structure to the garbage.
Like little spires and stuff poking out of it and stuff.
Kind of just like, mushrooms growing up in the garbage. Yeah. They you can roll search or forensics to see how quickly you go through it.
A 1.
A 1?
Hot 1, yes.
Oh, damn. Okay. Very quickly, you find a legal pad where where someone scrawled obsessively, gotta find the tape. Find the tape. Learn the song, the Star People, learn the Star People song. And there is a crude but easily recognizable sketch of Devil's Tower with the word Ghost Mountain under it. Yeah, he talks about, I see Jacob shall lead others. They shall lead to the tape, which I shall lead to ascension. All is the past is now. The past is now. The past is now. The past is present. The future is the past. You have read this, and I see you, Gideon.
I have the tape. Fuck.
Yeah, is it in your car or is it in your person?
It's on me. I've been carrying it around with me.
Okay.
Hand goes directly to the firearm, and kid, get out of the house.
He doesn't answer. Sorry, I'm just looking something up real quick. You
love to hear that.
Don't worry about that.
Carry on, Ross. There's nothing to look up.
Mm-hmm. Oh. All right, you're back in the you're in the place. You're in the condo. You look around, and yeah, you notice the time, and you have messages on your phone, and you realize an hour has passed. This is not great. You've lost an hour of time.
Yeah, that happens.
And the tape is gone.
Yeah, I checked my pocket. It's definitely not there.
Yeah.
Cool.
The crime scene tech. You are, your heart beats in your chest. How do you react to like that? It's really bad. It is.
Oh, yeah. It is very bad.
Yeah.
Is the crime scene tech in there with me?
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing?
He's staring out the window.
All right. What's out the window? Do I see the deputy out the window?
The undersheriff, he's out in the hallway, just staring into the wall.
They're not moving.
They're standing there. They look like they're still alive. They're just like in a trance. Yeah.
They don't respond.
When you shake them or when you yell, "Hey!" just like, "Oh, hey!"
Get the fuck out of the house right now.
Okay. They get out of the condo.
You guys need to go home and isolate.
What are you talking about?
There's potential for contamination. Do you remember the last hour? Can you tell me what happened in the last hour here?
No.
Exactly. Look what time it is. Have we been here that long?
No, we just got here. What?
Yeah. What time is it? Check your watch.
Yeah, it's yeah. Oh, but what the fuck happened? What?
Yeah. Go home. I need you to go home. I'll have medical professionals sent to you guys as soon as possible, but you need to isolate. Go shower, go change, take your clothes off, bag them up, put them away.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have someone to look after you shortly, okay?
Mm-hmm. As you're doing, you catch your eye on one of the pictures on the ground, frame photos on the ground. It shows McCaslin in an underwater hazmat suit. The hood and the mask are not yet attached. The background is a limestone, like a rock wall in green waters, like a very weird shade of green to you.
Does this look like some sort of like reservoir or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks,
Hey,
yeah.
I pointed the picture. Do you know where that is?
Oh, that's the Oakland Pit.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I said, home now, isolate, quarantine. Do you have loved ones that you live with? Do you live with anybody?
Yeah. You can spend the next. So
No, if you live with anybody, tell them to get a hotel or motel or something. You need to do that. You need to stay away from anyone that you care about.
okay, they look both extremely worried, and follow your instructions.
Yeah. You need contact sheriff, like
Potter.
contact Sheriff Potter. Tell him the situation. Tell him that you guys are isolating. We'll have this taken care of. You're gonna be fine. Don't worry. Don't panic. But please stay away from other people.
Okay.
And then I contact my two APA friends.
Okay. You sent messages to update Gideon a while ago, and he finally gets back to you. What was your next move after being denied at Benthic? Were you going to falsify the search warrant and then come back, or are you going to try something else?
What would we need to do to falsify
It would be a law check.
a law check?
Both of you have law trained. One could assist the other.
I do have law trained. I can assist your law. What's your law at?
My law is 50.
My law is 40, so I can.
Okay. I'll give you a plus 20.
Okay. 53.
Yay! Forge
Okay.
the files.
All right. So by the time you get that ready, Gideon, you can contact them. Call them.
Hey, how are you guys?
Fine.
Fine.
Just,
My voice definitely has a timbre to it that doesn't quite sound right.
What's up, Gideon?
Hey, I've apparently, just been at McCaslin's house for the past hour. I remember walking in. I don't remember what happened between then and me leaving it.
Shit.
Also, he mentioned me by name on a scrawled note, and
What?
I don't have the tape anymore.
God damn it.
Well, that's
What do
a
you
whole
mean?
bunch of.
You didn't just drop it?
Yeah, I just dropped it. That's exactly what I did. No, it's gone. Also, he's gone. I don't know where he is. If he was there with me at one point, that could be possible, I guess, in whatever world that makes sense. But things are bad on my end. And so maybe that pit, there's something to do with that pit. That thing, there's a picture of him there. And that Ghost Mountain, he's got a real big interest in that. Something about a song, something about Star People song. I don't know. Hey, I don't give a shit about Benthic anymore.
Okay. What do you want to do? Do you want to go to the pit? Do you want to try and go out to Devil's Tower? What's...
Start at the pit, and then we can head on from there. We need to find some. I think we're gonna have to go in there.
If I recall what was mentioned in passing conversation, the other EPA is at the pit currently. So
No, they were at the
last
you heard. They were at the site where Deputy Jacob met the guy. You don't know what they're doing. That was yesterday.
Where Jacobs got puked on.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But that was yesterday. You don't know where they are now.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Either way,
mm-hmm.
We need to have our stories straight.
Yeah. So what is the immediate game plan? To you do have a fake search warrant you could take to Benthic and bluster your way in probably, or you could rendezvous at the pit.
Fuck the pit. Yeah. I think he's already been at the pit. He had a picture of him. The picture had him getting ready to look like he was about to dive into it. It was a thumbs up picture. He was dressed up in diving gear. Underwater
hazmat suit. So
he was going into the water, and that water didn't look happy. I'd say Ghost Mountain or Devil's Tower, whatever the fuck it is our next point that we need to be heading for, because he's already got what he needs from me apparently.
We're gonna ask around in Benthic, and then we can meet you at the Devil's Tower in a little bit.
That's like a 400. How many kilometers away?
800.
800 kilometers away. That ain't a you meet me there. Like I get there,
It's like a 10-hour drive.
or a flight if we can charter some sort of like helicopter or something and get us in the location quickly.
Our CO is at an Air Force base.
We could, okay, if you can acquire us a helicopter, that'd be pretty awesome.
We'll do the Benthic thing. You go back with the search warrant. You are let in, and you meet Trevor Bostwick, the chief of security. He, is wearing a business suit. Has a sidearm, shoulder holster. You see, as with you notice now the signage now for Breckenridge Security. Both of you are federal agents. You both recognize them as a very large private security contractor. Both of you can be intelligence ×5 checks, actually.
And ×5, okay.
Yeah.
Nope.
64 out of 60. Yes, I barely miss it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's a very, you recognize that Breckenridge is a very large private security company. So
right.
Now, what did you specify your search warrant for? But like the entire building, I guess.
Yeah. Let's say we would like any materials McCaslin was working on at the time. We would like to speak to any of his direct coworkers.
There's only like 5 people who work here.
Yeah, and at least a preliminary examination of the grounds, at least the building.
Yeah. To ensure that it's in compliance with EPA regulations, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, yeah,
they would probably have a list of chemicals on file for the building.
They do.
Need to see that.
Okay. So you get in, and you realize there are, of course, multiple researchers. So basically, in order to conduct the search warrant, you'll have to. Well, you don't have to, but basically, you can either focus on actually finding things to take, or you can focus on talking to people. Because your real names are attached to this, they will undoubtedly contest it in court, so you're going to have to drop it pretty quickly. So basically, are you focusing on trying to find people to talk to, or are you going to be focusing on evidence that you can take?
I feel like evidence we can take, especially if we can get access to his personal computers here on site.
Okay.
Be the things.
You go in there. There are several researchers watching you. You know them because you have their names on file. You can look up their pictures. So you can see Dr. Robert Deere and Dr. Peterson are there. Both of you can make human checks to see how they view EPA agents coming into their building.
8 out of 10.
90 out of 50.
Dr. Peterson looks very worried, very upset, scared. Dr. Deere is undeterred by this. If there is a weak link in the chain, it's definitely Dr. Peterson. You might be able to talk to Dr. Peterson when she leaves work and goes back home. Or have one agent run distraction while the other talks to her, so that is possible. But you do get McCaslin's computer and hard drive, and but as you're leaving, Dr. Laura Gent makes an appearance. She's like, "What is all this about? I just heard that there's a search warrant."
Yes, ma'am, Dr. Gent. We are gathering some information in regards to your work, your employee Brent McCaslin. He's connected to some potential environmental hazards and even the potential death of an officer of the sheriff's department. So we are here to look into some information, so we can find so that we can, hopefully potentially clear Fenton Company of any potential wrongdoing, considering that more than likely any sort of potential biohazard or environmental hazards he could have caused would have been because of employment here, which would make you potentially liable for that.
Well, yeah. such minor things when we're trying to do such important work here. We're trying. We're
What work is that?
Well, we're trying to improve medicine. We're on the cusp of something great here, something that could help millions of people around the world, something that could well, I don't want to say too much, but I mean, I think it's something that could change the world. And McCaslin just isn't focused enough on his work. He should have he's just so absent-minded.
What was the nature of his work here?
It's all it's all for a project based on, well, I mean, we're trying to understand the secrets of the universe here, really, if you think about it. Yeah, both of you can give me human checks.
No.
36 out of 50.
Yeah, she's a little. She really has a grandiose sense of self. If you can butter her up, perhaps she would.
Now, Dr. Gant, I understand that you all are doing some very important work here, and I'm sure that you have the world's best intentions at heart. But we're here to make sure that stays true. We don't mean any offense whatsoever. We are looking to hopefully work with you as best as possible, and I'm excited to see whatever potential future discoveries you all make here. I mean, if you could provide us with any more detailed information, because we've got all sorts of chemical records, things like that we need to go through. If you could provide us something that we can narrow it down, that would be greatly appreciated and greatly helpful to our investigation. I mean, is there anything you are willing to share with us that we don't? I hate to have to go and get, further warrants for something like this when you can just provide it to us. No.
Well, I'm sure this is a misunderstanding. I'm sure this will all be sorted out. So it's better that you understand, so you can understand this is not a problem. This is a solution. This is something a little messiness is necessary in progress. But we're researching the secrets because we found this beautiful sample. Do you know what an extremophile is?
I have a 40 in biology. Would that just give me the?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's an organism that lives in extreme environments,
yes,
bacteria, things like that lives at the bottom of the ocean, that kind of thing.
Yes, and we've found such a beautiful sample that we're able to extract such knowledge from, and at this point, Trevor comes in and is like, Doctor, don't you have an important test coming up? Lab test. He's like, oh yes, you're right. Well, you understand. This is all for science, and we're just following where the sample takes us.
Would you mind? Do you have any information on the sample you'd be willing to share? I understand there's probably
she walks away,
information.
very absent-mindedly. She seems to be in a zone now. And Boswick's like, you should go. You got what was on your little search warrant, which we'll be contesting, of course. So I hope to see you in court. We
never said you were charged. We never said we were charging you with anything.
Oh, well, search warrants can be contested. Anything can be contested in a court. So hope your careers were worth it. But yeah, you have a hard drive with McCaslin's notes. The sample is there. So we'll end at that moment as Gideon is recovering from the effects of searching McCaslin's apartment condo, and the two EP agents leave Benthic and the Benthic laboratory. And so we'll conclude this in part 2. Hopefully conclude. We'll see what happens in the next session of Extremophilia on Delta Green Killing Field. Thank you for listening. And again, our players, Max, you can find a Good Brews, Bad Views. Then Noah with Thinking Too Hard About Anime podcast, and Baz with Future Wolfington on Twitch, and we'll have links in the show notes so you can check them out. Be seeing you.